What's up everyone, it's Adam from Life of Adam. Came back with a brand new lifeguard video. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about my saves as a lifeguard, things I've experienced during my 6.5 years guarding. I've worked at indoor pools, outdoor pools, country clubs, summer camps. I've taught swim lessons, so I know a lot of the rescues that are more common than not, and some that are extremely rare that require calling 911. So basically, I'm gonna go through my main saves and things I experienced. Now, if you're someone who's thinking about becoming a lifeguard, you're on the fence about it, or you're not sure if you're a good enough swimmer, I highly recommend you check out the videos on my channel. I walk through the course, the swimming pre-test you have to take at the beginning, the final exam at the very end. So if you're someone who wants to be a lifeguard, it's a very fun, rewarding job, especially for the summertime. Check out my channel, it'll definitely help you, and comment if you have any questions. I'll happily give you some advice. So my first job was an indoor pool, and it was a YMCA during the off season, and the pool was a lot of lap swimming. So the main rescues that I would have to make are simple assists. So basically people that are swimming in the lap lanes and they just get tired. And basically you reach with the tube, or you just go in from the front, or you go in from behind them and kind of just hook their arms. These are all active victims, so it's kind of routine, and it's one of the early rescues that you practice in the course. And the important thing with this is just kind of seeing it right away. And it's kind of easy because a lot of the time there's gonna be like hectic splashing, there's gonna be eye contact, there's gonna be that look in their face. So it's kind of that like natural instinct kind of feeling in your gut that you have to go and make a save. So it's nothing along the lines of a passive victim that's hard to spot. These are kind of like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being extremely difficult, high-end rescue, and a 1 being super easy. They're kind of like a 3 or a 4. So I had to do a lot of these, especially during swim lessons as well, especially with younger kids, and they kind of swim too far where they couldn't stand, or they go beyond the rope, and you just gotta be active, you gotta be ready to go, and you just gotta be scanning that area, so there's not a lot of waste time in between you getting up and you making the save and reaching the victim. Now, when I started working at a summer camp in the summertime, the rescues started to pile up because not only was there a lot more people, the average age was a lot less, so which means they're not as good as swimmers. The skill level is gonna be lower. So during the time of me being a lifeguard at a summer camp, which is about close to 5 years, I taught a lot of swim lessons, and during those swim lessons, it would be levels. This is American Red Cross, by the way, but there's different levels for different certifications, like level 1, 2, 3 swimmers. So there's kind of beginner swimmers to slightly getting the hang of it, not super good at like form and technique yet. And these swimmers would just be on the fence of being able to swim the deep end. So we would have some stragglers who would be in the deep end and they're just not good swimmers, or someone passed them the deep end test and they shouldn't be. So these victims are active, but they're in deeper water. So this is very important because you got to get them to the side or the shallow end very quickly, because when you're dealing with deep water, you can't stand up, and it's a little bit harder because you're gonna have to use your treading to kind of support the victim and yourself. So it's a little bit trickier. So it's kind of like a 5 on the rating scale. And especially you might get a little bit more nervous if it's deeper water, but trust me, the rescue tube does such a good job of keeping you both up. So as long as you use the right technique from the course, you're gonna be golden. Now, this happened a lot of the times during deep end tests where swimmers would kind of just swim in the middle of the pool and panic, or they would just cross the rope, which was about the 5.5 foot mark, and they would swim over and they couldn't stand. So they were playing tag, playing hide and seek, whatever it was, they kind of look at you and you got to go in and make a save. Now, when I became a head lifeguard, things started to really escalate to more difficult rescues. Now I'm talking about like 2-person rescues where 2 people like grabbing onto each other and they're in deep water, so they're both bringing each other down. And if you're by yourself and you're doing total coverage at a pool, this can be very tricky. But for my instance, I had other lifeguards on duty, so we just kind of did it by the book. We were able to separate them and have 2 guards in the water, and the 3rd guard was able to do total coverage. But rescues like this, it's very important to go in very calm. You don't want to like yank them off each other or accidentally like hurt one of the victims, but you really just have to separate them and kind of just control the situation and just get in there really quickly, because one person is panicking and just holding on to whatever they can grab, and the other person's kind of freaking out because they can't move their arms and they're trying to get out of it. You just got to get in there and support the kid who's grabbing on and needs something to hold on to first, while the second lifeguard gets the other person if he needs assistance, or he or she needs assistance. Now, this only happened once. It's a very rare rescue, so I would say this rescue is like a 7 or an 8. But towards the end of my lifeguard tenure, I had a 10 on the rating scale in terms of saves. Now, this happened outside of my zone, but basically what it was is you're in shallow water, lots of people are packed in, which is not good. You want to make sure that there's a capacity limit to like every facility. You want to follow those guidelines. But basically it was a summer camp, it was hectic, and basically a bunch of kids packed onto each other, and one of them was kind of trapped underneath the water. And when it's not your zone, it's even more terrifying because you don't have any more information on it. You just got to communicate and just do your responsibilities. In this case, my role is being like the 3rd responder. So as a 3rd responder, you want to kind of calmly get everyone out of the pool, make sure it's cleared, and then you go in and you assist the CPR. And so we're able to make that save. The kid was able to wake up, had signs of life, and he's completely fine now. But takeaway from that story is to always watch the bottom of the pool, always check the surface area, and make sure there's not too many people packed into one area where someone could be trapped beneath the surface. Now, this is just kind of off the rip, off the top of my head, the rescues that I've had to make. It took a while for me to get my first rescue. I lifeguarded for like 2 months, and then the rescue started to pick up. So be ready at any time. It could be your first day, it could be your last day. Your job as a lifeguard is to be there for the 1% of the time. The 99% of the time is pretty easy and mellow, and you're just enforcing rules, but that 1% of the time you need to make a save. You need to act and come in clutch to keep everyone safe, and also to help the whole facility keep operating and everyone can be happy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you have any questions or thoughts. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks so much. Peace out.